Today is part 2 of Refresh, Renew, and Re-Energize with Essential Oils. I'm Cindy Grant, and this is Savvy by Nature. In our first video, we learned how to cleanse and clear out what no longer serves us using tea tree essential oil. We learned that tea tree can cleanse and clear the inside of our body, the outside of our body, even our environment like countertops and door handles and yoga mats. It can cleanse and clear our air as well as the energy in the room. And this is really important if we are going to go to step 2, which is to renew. If we're going to be bringing in the newness to feel differently, we've got to move out the old stuff so that we can make room for the new stuff. And we can do that with a lavender essential oil. Lavender, think about spring, think about blossoms, think about flowers, because that's what lavender is. And with spring comes blooming and blossoming. With blooming and blossoming comes growth, and with growth comes expansion. And we can't have growth and expansion if we don't have creativity. And I'm going to show you how if you build lavender into every single day, this can help you with the growth, the creativity, the expansion, and the renewing. So let's get started. When I think about renew, I think about light and airy feelings. I think about new beginnings, but it's almost impossible to feel this way if we're not getting a good night's rest. How many of us are still racing our minds by the time our head hits the pillow? Or how many of us are actually having a good night's rest? I bet you any money that that is probably the one area that most of us could use a little help in. Well, this is great because Young Living's lavender essential oil is actually an NHP, natural health product for feeling calm and fighting occasional nervous tension. Lavender, which we know very popular to be for calming the mind and the body. When we're stressed out, we have a tendency to be thinking in a rigid manner. So what does that look like? It's black and white thinking. It's yes and no thinking. It's very this or that. But when we are looking to renew and refresh and we need that creativity, we need expansion. We need to have flexible thinking so that we can develop new thoughts, develop new feelings, reach out to new solutions. And because lavender is actually an adaptogen, it can help us be more flexible and it can help us adapt to changes. So I'm going to show you a couple of great recipes to use, and this is going to help us get nice and calm before we go to bed at night, but it's also going to help us throughout the day when we are stressed out. One of the first things that I love to make is linen spray. And linen spray is quite simply an earthenware glass bottle with water, and you can use tap water or you can use distilled water, it doesn't matter, plus 10 drops of essential oil. When you're making your linen spray, I find it really easy to actually fill up the bottle first because it can get a little messy. And you can fill this all the way up to the top if you like. Take a little pinch of Epsom salts and put it into the bottle to help everything emulsify together. And then add 10 drops of essential oil. If you find that the drops are not coming out, roll the bottle back and forth until you start seeing the drops coming out and you count to 10. If you'd like to have more, you can add more. If you'd like to have less, that's your choice and your preference. And whatever works for you is what's going to make a great linen spray. Now that you've got your linen spray, give it a good shake, and it's ready to go to spray on your pillows, to spray on your sheets, or even give yourself a body mist or spray before you go to sleep. Another way to build lavender into everything that you do is to create yourself a soothing, calming bath at night. And you can do this very easily with unscented Epsom salts. Make sure there's no scent in there already. And a mason jar, your essential oil, and I like to add a little dried lavender or dried tea leaves to mix into my bath to make it just that much more luxurious. You'll also need something to mix it with. So I'm going to take a half a cup of my Epsom salts, and I'm going to put the Epsom salts in first. Add 5 to 8 drops of my lavender essential oil. Oh, that smell is amazing. Now I love chamomile tea. Dried chamomile leaves, organic of course, are wonderful floating in your bath. So I'm just going to rip open that tea bag and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of the chamomile tea leaves in there, and I'm going to mix it together. And now I've got a beautiful bath ready to go. And this is great to use 30 minutes before you go to sleep. Now, if you're going to have a bath with lavender essential oil and chamomile, or any essential oil, make sure that you're soaking for at least 20 minutes to ensure that those essential oils are circulating throughout your entire body and in every single cell. Another way that lavender can renew you is by supporting your skin, hair, and your nails, just like tea tree. It can reduce the appearance of blemishes, and you can do that by taking a simple cotton pad, dropping a drop of lavender on, and dabbing it onto the affected area. We're also coming into a moment and a time where we're going to be spending more time outside, and we want to make sure that we've got skin care for after sun. And aloe vera gel is a great support to mix with lavender oil in order to create an after sun spray. So what I've done is I've taken a leftover bottle that I had, because I like to reuse and recycle, and I've got the inner fillet, the organic inner fillet of aloe vera, and then I've got my lavender essential oil. I also want to grab a funnel so that it's easier to put the inner fillet into the bottle. And this is how easy it is. I cleaned out the bottle, and I'm going to add my inner fillet. And you can see from the inner fillet, it has a little bit of liquid, but there's a lot of gel in there. And so I'm just going to drop the gel and mix it around until it goes down. You can even add just a touch of distilled water if you'd like to see that gel break up a little quicker as it gets down into the bottle. Now that I've got my aloe vera inside the bottle, I'm going to take my lavender essential oil and I'm going to drop at least 10 drops into this bottle. Again, rolling side to side to get it moving, to get the air flowing, and dropping 10 drops. I'm almost out of lavender, and it's almost time to get myself some more. Once I've done that, I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to give it a good shake. And there I have my after sun spray. You can also spray your hair with this after you've washed it and it's still damp. This will give your hair moisture, and if you have any curls, it can really create great bouncy curls. What can get in the way of us renewing ourselves is experiencing aches and pains. And if you're experiencing aches and pains, you're in luck, because Young Living's lavender, which is Lavandula augustifolia, is actually an NHP for pain, which means that you can drop 3 drops right on your hand, and you can do this neat. What that basically means is you don't need a carrier oil. You can just rub it directly on your skin because it's one of the gentlest essential oils that we have. And so let's just say that you've got aches and pains or joint pain associated with strains and sprains and rheumatoid arthritis. You can rub it right on the spot that hurts, and you can reapply throughout the day. What an amazing aroma. Pain can sometimes come up because we're tense. Think about that tension headache that comes from tightening our muscles and holding our shoulders up tight because we're not relaxed. Actually inhaling that essential oil or rubbing the lavender on our temples can really bring us amazing relief. As we change into spring, we are observing the changes of the season, and lavender is great for helping us change with the season. So there are going to be things that our body is trying to do to adjust to new weather, trying to adjust to the new seasons and the new things that are in the air. And so with that, you can take a couple of drops of lavender and rub it right behind your ear, because there are acupressure points that are really great to help with being adaptable to the changing of the seasons. Lavender and tea tree have a lot in common, and one of the things that it has in common is both being able to fight coughs and cold. So lavender is also a natural health product for fighting cough and cold. You can also use it to rub on your tummy for digestive upset. Even if you have monthly pain, you can rub it on your abdomen, and it's great for helping us keep our attention. So if you'd like to ask me any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me at cldbutterfly@hotmail.com or go to my website and send me a message at savvybynature.vibrantsense.com. I hope you enjoyed lavender, and peppermint is up next.